All right.
Better?
Okay, I see live.
Yay!
Oh, I see live too. Good.
Awesome. Okay, now I'm going to go put it in our event so that everyone can see us.
It's crazy all the things we do.
It surely is. And then if we try to explain it to our parents, they're like, what?
Yeah.
I'm going to be on a video call.
I was trying to tell my neighbors. I was like, I gotta go. I gotta start work. They're like, what do you mean you gotta start work? I'm gonna be on a video. Try to explain it to them.
All right, I think we are all set. So let me just drop a note in the chat area to make sure people can see and hear us.
All right.
Hi, everyone. And you.
So will we see when other people join?
So they're watching us. They're not actually joining us on the Hangout, because then that would mean that everyone could be talking.
Mm-hmm.
So if you remember where the RSVP page was, if you look at the RSVP page, you'll see people leaving comments underneath our video where they're watching us.
Try to get there. Sorry, my dog had to go out. Worse.
Okay, I see people are saying hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Okay, Nay. Hi, Nay. Hi, Dana. Hi, Cara.
I'm trying to get there.
All right, they can see us. Jazzy, Yolanda. All right, we've got a bunch of folks. Woohoo!
So how can we see that on ours?
Okay, so do you see the event page?
Yes.
At the event page, now you should see the video of us, which hopefully you pause, because if you don't pause it, you'll get feedback because you'll be watching yourself. But then under that, everyone is leaving comments.
Awesome.
Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight for our second Blogalicious 6 pre-party. Woo!
Yay!
Tonight we've got special guests, Michelle Hernandez and Stacy Teet from San Antonio. Say hi, guys.
Hi.
First of all, we have to start off with the most important thing. Everyone is supposed to have a beverage of choice. So I've got my margarita in honor of San Antonio. What do you guys have?
I have a margarita in a little glass.
I wish I had a margarita, but I've got red wine.
Red wine will do.
Whatever will work.
Whatever works. And Michelle's margarita looks much more authentic than mine because mine came out of a can. But so wonderful, ladies. Thank you so much for being here. We're really excited to have you. We wanted to just give everyone a taste of what they can expect when they land in your fine city. I visited the first time last December, and it was so beautiful because, you know, the Riverwalk had all of the lights and everyone was in the holiday spirit. And then I went back again this summer, so totally different time of year, but equally as beautiful because everyone was outside. The weather was gorgeous. So tell us a little bit about what you love about the city, how you ended up there if you're not originally from there, and what are the things you're most excited to share with everyone who's coming for Blogalicious. And whoever wants to start first can just jump in.
Go first, Michelle.
All right. Well, I am born and raised in San Antonio, so I've been here 32 years. And my husband is also from here. All of our family still lives here. You know, grandparents, aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters, everyone is here. So I really love San Antonio. It seems to be really growing a lot. In just so many ways. And so, sorry, I can hear myself, so I'm getting a little thrown up. But it's really family friendly, and when y'all come in November, it's just going to be really great weather, because I'll tell you, in the summer it's very hot. Stacy, when you were here, it was like 100 degrees, and humid, and your hair gets all, So November, I'm very excited for y'all to be here, because it's just going to be beautiful weather. So y'all are really going to enjoy every moment of it.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay. And so, yeah, I'm Stacy Teet, and I've been in San Antonio for about 5 years now. We moved here after we got out of the military, so we went to basic here. We were in the Air Force. That was our first experience in San Antonio about 18 or some odd years ago, and then when we got out, we wanted to make it home. And so the reason we chose San Antonio, one, it's a very affordable place to live, but two, it's just a great place to raise your family. And we were lucky enough to meet Michelle pretty early on after we moved here, and so our families have become really close, and our kids are best friends, and we're like best blogging buddies. And so it's just it's a great vibe, but it speaks to the whole city. It's a huge city, but it doesn't feel like it. Like, it has a small town vibe about it. And yeah, November will be one of the best months to be here. Like, basically from November to April, this is like the place to be. And then if you could like escape from August and September and go do something else and come back, then you'd always love the video.
Awesome. So tell us about your blogs and your blogging life, because we know that's a whole big part of what you do.
My blog is Family Love in My City, and I'm actually an accountant during the day, so I blog just in my wee moments in the middle of the night. But my blog is basically, because I love this city so much, the things that I do with my family, and also how this city also helps us kind of stay connected to our culture, Mexican American, Hispanic, Latina, whatever you want to call it. But the city really helps us intertwine that in our families and keep our kids knowing all about their roots. So I love that about San Antonio, and that's pretty much what I write about: family love in my city. And I've been doing it for about 4 years, I think, and at first I thought, I must be the only blogger here in San Antonio. When you first start, you don't really kind of know how big the world is, and then there's probably about 300 of us. And
that's a big group.
Yeah, I think, it's pretty, when you say you're a blogger, there's a wide range of what that is, but and I actually met Stacy on Twitter. So that's just kind of how, okay, I'm going to have a blog. Let me get on Twitter and see what this is about. And
so you guys met on Twitter, and then it just turns out that you live close to each other?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's so funny.
I know, it's nice.
Those are the cool social media stories that I love.
Everyone I know in this town I met started on Twitter. There was a hashtag called SA Moms, and somehow I came across that pretty early on, and yeah, everyone, we just kind of have grown tremendously in the last couple of years from that hashtag. And I guess I didn't tell you in the first question, but one of the things I love most about here is our community. And so the thing I'm most excited to share with Bloglicious is it's our blogging community, and for you to meet them all. But they're just a great crowd. But let's see, I have a blog. It's called Kid Stuff World, and I say that because it incorporates any category under the sun, so it gives me a chance to write about all the different things that matter to me. So I'll say it's the little things, the big things, and all the stuff that goes in between. But it was one of those blogs that nobody in the world ever read until it was just a thing where I shared photos of my family and little projects until Pinterest came around, and Pinterest pretty much changed the game for me and put me on.
What year was that? I can't remember anymore.
So yeah, I joined in February of 2010, but I've been blogging since 2008. But yeah, nobody read it for 2 years, and then I showed up, and all of a sudden I was like, where did all these people come from? And suddenly I felt all this pressure to perform and like keep it more up to date. But it's kind of put me on the map, and so I would say I spend 50% of my time at this point curating and pinning and working with clients and different brands, and then I'm blogging in the wee hours of the morning now, trying to fit it in whenever I can.
That's so funny. So tell us more about Pinterest. I know we're supposed to be talking about San Antonio, but I think that Pinterest is so important, and actually you're going to be presenting a panel on the topic because it's so important, but so many of us kind of just see it as like, oh, maybe it's a fun place where I go and pass the time when I'm waiting, in the carpool lane on my phone. But you really found that it's a super driver of traffic, and brands are really getting into it, and people are really missing out on the opportunity if they're not on it. So just give us like the quick why we need to be on Pinterest without giving away your session.
Yeah, no problem. So that one's easy for me because yes, I was a personal family blogger. So it wasn't like I was, oh gosh, my dog. I wasn't out there.
Your dog, my kids, it's okay.
Yeah, I wasn't stuffing my posts with keywords. I wasn't optimizing my site for SEO. In fact, I probably have one of the worst sites. Like if anybody had looked at it, it would be embarrassing at this point. Like the more I learned, the more I realized how bad I did things in the back end. But even somebody as random as I can perform well on Pinterest. So at this point, it's definitely my top traffic driver, but I would say 10 times more traffic than Google I can get from Pinterest. Wow. And that from me pinning my own content, but also from working my networks, which is something I would like to teach the Bloglicious community at the panel this fall. I'm going to let my dog in. I'll be right back.
Okay, cool. On that note, Michelle?
Yeah.
So talk to us some more about the blogging community in San Antonio, because I met a lot of you guys when I went down there. You were so kind to have a little meetup for me, and I got to get to know a lot of you ladies. Everyone seemed really nice, and what I really thought was cool was the diversity of blogging topics. So there was everything from but yet everybody seemed to just totally be in sync on the same page and just really happy to be part of a sisterhood. So tell me how that all got started and what you guys do and what plans are for the future, because I know you just launched something new.
Did I launch something new?
Not to put you on the spot or anything.
Well, I have to say major hats off to Stacey and to Colleen from the blogs. They're the ones that really started our Facebook group, and kind of a lot of outreach on finding everybody. Because it takes hours searching through Google and I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit. I don't know why.
So that's when we got started. A Facebook group, and everyone just kind of searching for each other, and Colleen and Stacey really doing a lot of outreach. We're pretty, and can you hear me?
Yeah, you're just breaking up. I don't know why. You were perfectly clear a few minutes ago. That's the beauty of Google Hangout.
No. But I guess what we're launching, I can kind of talk about that, is we kind of put together a little map for our collaboration plan that's in our favorite restaurants, and we just kind of a good idea of what's around the hotel when you go city. Sometimes it's kind of like, I don't know, whether we go to dinner, whether we go have a drink. So we wanted to just spread that same hospitality and share that with y'all. So we have a PDF. We'll share it out before maybe have some flyers to everybody.
Michelle, do you know if you have, is the video playing? Because people are saying they're getting a lot of feedback.
I guess I can launch and talk about
Now it's replay.
Yeah, make sure that the video on the RSVP page is you pause it, because they can.
I don't have it on.
Let me make sure I don't have it on.
Cool. Hey, Hey, Melanie joined us. Hi, Melanie. This is Melanie Gonzalez. Yes.
Minda.
Yes,
Minda.
sorry. I think a really crazy echo. I didn't know if it's me.
Yeah. Do you know if the video is playing? If it is, just pause it.
It says live on top.
Yeah. Do you have another window open where the RSVP page is for the Hangout? Okay. Well, we can just keep trucking. That's what happens when you have like more than 3 people on a Google Hangout. It starts to get a little noisy.
There it goes. Okay, yeah, I closed the RSVP page, and now it's not so great.
You know what I might do? I might just mute myself, and you guys can just roll with it. Is that cool?
Or I wonder if it's
silent. Yes.
Talking.
Tracy, I'm putting you in charge. Bye.
Okay. All right. So long. Okay. So just a quick recap of what Michelle was trying to tell you guys. So I have this saying, because I've moved around a lot, is that when you move into a new city, the most important thing you can do is find somebody who's actually from that city, and that's what Michelle and Melanie too are both for me. So they know the city better than anybody else, the back of their hand. And so one thing that they've done for the crowd coming into Blacklicious is they've prepared a guide for you guys that talks about some of their favorite restaurants downtown that'll be within walking distance of you guys, and a couple of the sites you might want to see along the way. And there's all kinds of information on there, but so you know you've got like a trusted source that you can refer to once you get here. And so we're working on putting that. That might help. Okay, putting that online so everybody can see that real soon. Yeah. How are we doing now? Can everybody hear me okay? Okay, all right. So, okay. I don't see anybody but me at this point. I'm all alone in the world. There you are.
Everyone's there. Don't worry.
I put myself on mute for a second.
Yeah, maybe that's helpful too. If we're not talking, we can mute ourselves. Okay, awesome. So talk to us about like local questions that people might have. So some of us haven't been to the Riverwalk where the hotel is. Can you tell us a little bit about what that is like?
Yeah. I'll go ahead and talk. You got me?
Go for it.
Okay. So the Riverwalk is below ground, and there's plenty of bridges. So you can so it's very open. It's not like an enclosed thing, and it's a man-made river through downtown, and it flows through the original San Antonio River that flows through the city. So the downtown part is pretty man-made, and then there's a bunch of restaurants around it, little shops, and there's a lot of Mexican food, a lot of chips and queso, a lot of margaritas, and it's pretty nice, well lit, and the restaurants will be open, pretty late. So it's a really safe environment. So if anyone is kind of worried about that, and you'll be right on the Riverwalk, and right at the west end there's also a little island called Marriage Island where people go and get married and have little ceremonies and stuff. So it's really cute. You'll see that. And I think the weather is going to be the high is going to be like in the 70s, so it's going to be really nice weather to just walk outside and you're not going to be sweating. And then also there's a couple events going on also at the same week, the same few days as Blogdelicious. It's Fashion Week, so you might see a bunch of little fashionistas out there walking around. And then it's also Luminaria, which is a light festival, I think. And so it's a lot of art, light installations, but that's a little bit further down, a little bit more north from where y'all are, but it's there if y'all are interested on the weekend to go head out and watch. But It's going to be really nice. So
Super cool. Yeah, I actually have a call this coming week with the San Antonio fashion blogger lady. So she wants to definitely make sure that the Blogalicious community knows what's going on with Fashion Week. So I'll make sure to communicate that to everyone who's coming, because that could be a really fun thing to check out while you're down there.
We're really
So
excited.
I wanted Melanie to introduce herself since she hopped on. So tell us about your blog and what you love about San Antonio and what you can't wait to share with everyone who's coming down, Melanie.
Hi guys, I'm Melanie, and you guys can hear me, right? Can you hear me? Yes? Okay, good. I'm Melanie, and I blog at Que means what, the Spanish word que, Q-U-E, means what. And what I love about San Antonio is the culture that's infused throughout the city, the history of it, things like the San Fernando Church that's right there downtown. It's like the oldest church, and there's a whole light festival that'll be there when you guys are here. So I'm really excited for everybody to see that, because it's had such an impact on our community, and it tells the San Antonio story. And there's really, it's such a unique way to see San Antonio and hear the story. And I have such an appreciation for the artists that are here in San Antonio. So that light show, along with Luminaria, I'm very excited for everyone to get to see and that be highlighted. Because it's kind of what I talk about, my blog, by the way. It's a lot of cultural Latina lifestyle living in San Antonio. So I'm really excited to get to share the city with you guys.
Awesome. That's awesome. I totally noticed that when I was down there. I'm like, this is a very, arts-focused city. There were so many museums and just beautiful buildings and architecture, and everything seemed to have a story, which is really cool. And, I live in D.C., so that is D.C., right? Every single building has some story behind it. In fact, when we have guests coming to town, we just, make stories up. We're like, oh, yeah, that's the so-and-so monument. People never know we're lying. But San Antonio was super cool, and everyone was really, it seemed like down to earth, and there was just such a chill vibe. I really, really enjoyed it. So awesome. And so, people might have questions about how hard will it be to get around once they're there? How far is the hotel from the airport? Anything that they must see while they're down there? Anybody want to jump in with our last few minutes?
Geez, well, I don't know. The Pearl is the culinaria mecca of San Antonio right now. So it's not right next to downtown, but if you're a foodie, you have to go to the Pearl and check out the restaurants there. Guys, anything else? I'm just like, everything. I want you to see everything, so it's really hard.
Well, you mentioned the airport. The airport is just a quick drive, 20 minutes. Our traffic is not horrible. So, I would just take a taxi, meet up with your blogger friends, get one together, and then just wear your walking shoes, get ready to, don't wear your heels. Our river walk has, it's kind of cobblestone a little bit, so be comfortable, be ready to walk, and just have a lot of fun. It's going to be great weather. I emphasize the weather because we're in 100-degree weather for a long time. It's going to be really nice.
So, two questions. One, sorry, go ahead, Melanie.
Yeah, we also have Uber. So if anybody's Uber fan, it doesn't exist in San Antonio.
And actually, thank you for bringing that up, because Uber is giving Blogalicious attendees a special discount. So look out. Woo! Thank you, Uber San Antonio. So keep your eye on your inboxes. We're going to be sending out that Uber code as the conference gets closer.
So I would say it's
really quickly. Yeah, someone had a question about, are there water-related activities to do on the Riverwalk?
Oh, there's a boat ride. So it's also, you can take a boat taxi all the way up to the Pearl, to where Melanie was saying there's a lot of foodie, culinaria type, really good restaurants. If you're here on Saturday, they have a really good farmers market. So you can take a boat all the way up to a water taxi is what they're called. So that that's there. I mean, no, there's no getting in the water, but you can also take a boat ride that'll explain to you the stories behind all the buildings. So.
And it's about, I would say, maybe a 3-mile walk from downtown to where the Pearl is. So you, in theory, if you're very athletic, you could walk it. But if you take the river taxi, just to know there's a lock in the middle. So you'll float to a certain point, and then you'll float into the lock, and they'll raise you up to the new river level and take you on down. It's kind of experience too on its own. And then, yeah, it's about what, a 15-minute ride from the airport downtown to your hotel. So I imagine with Uber it would be pretty affordable.
Awesome. Super cool. I'm excited to try the water taxi. That will be fun. Were you going to say something, Michelle?
If anybody needs to take a little morning run, I think a lot of people do that on the river, and you kind of can't really get too lost because it's this one river. So it should be really nice to run in the morning too.
That'll be great. And we actually have one of your San Antonio bloggers, right? Candace Shadley, am I saying her name right? Who's going to be leading the photo walk along the river walk to give people an opportunity to see it close up and also to learn how to take great photos. So that should be a cool opportunity. I know we have an RSVP up for that, so make sure you sign up for that if you haven't already. All right, so, what type of clothes should we pack? What can we expect of the weather? Anyone want to take that one?
Let's see. Okay, so pretty much anything goes in San Antonio. The one thing you need to know is if the wind does blow, it will get chilly. So you'd probably be just fine in jeans and layers, but I would bring like a nice scarf that might double as like a wrap around you, and definitely a jacket, because you just never know what's going to happen. Like, it'll be extremely mild, and then when that wind blows, it'll like chill you to the bone. So just bring light layers is what I would say. Anything from you guys? Anybody else?
Yeah, I don't know the weather, but I know conference weather, and conference weather always dictates bringing layers, right? So you never know if the hotel will be hot or cold, but if you're dressed in layers, you can adapt, so that works well. And then someone's asking about nearby hotels. I just learned that our room block is full, so I will ask the hotel for recommendations for nearby ones, and I'll make sure that we blast that out so everyone is sure to have a place to stay. All right, so do we have one more question before we move on to talking to Arsha Jones, our special guest? Let's see. Oh, people are adding all of your recommendations to their list. The Pearl, water taxi, photo walk. Liliana, you can RSVP for the photo walk. We have a blog post that's password protected that has all of the RSVP events. So if you're registered, you should have gotten the newsletter this past weekend with the passcode. And if you didn't, just let us know. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, ladies. We really, really appreciate you taking the time to introduce us to a little piece of your city. Let's have everyone share their Twitter handles in case people want to reach out to you directly.
Okay, I am Family Love SA.
Mine is Gue means what? Q-U-E means what?
And I am Stacy, S-T-A-C-Y, of KSW for Kids Stuff World.
All right, awesome. Thank you. I'm going to put your Twitter handles in the chat window so people can check you out and follow you and bombard you with questions. But thanks so much. We're going to see you very, very soon, and we can't wait. So have a good night. Cheers.
Can't wait.
And so next I want to bring on Arsha Jones. Arsha was our Perfect Pitch contest winner last year. Wells Fargo and Blogalicious co-presented the Perfect Pitch event at our conference in Atlanta. And each submitter had to provide a business plan, a video, about their business, and the grand prize was $5,000 for their business and also some mentoring by the Small Business Administration, among other mentors. So it's a year later, and we wanted to talk with Arsha to find out how her experience was, answer any questions that any of you considering submitting might have, and to see, how she benefited from that experience. So, hi, Arsha. Thanks for being with us and being so patient for our first.
No problem. Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you great.
Okay.
All right, so tell us a little bit about you and your business and what made you submit to last year's Perfect Pitch.
Well, the name of my business is Capital City, and we produce Capital City. And
you kind of went out a little bit.
Okay, let me see if I can move a little closer. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me? Oh, okay. The reason why I decided to submit, because I thought, I was already a speaker for one of the technology sessions on WordPress security, and once you posted or sent an email about the option to win grant money for a small business, I was like, hey, this is an opportunity for me to kind of highlight my business, because it's not something that I typically talk about when I'm in blogging circles. I just stick to talking about blogging things, but I thought that, wow, this was an opportunity to kind of, get some funding for my business. So I went ahead and submitted an application. The application process was it can be nerve-wracking, I don't like, because you had to, I'm not sure what the rules were last year, but I'm not sure what the rules were this year, but last year we had to do a video along with a business plan, and one of the things I hate doing is speaking on video.
Oh, oops, sorry.
So I decided to go a different route to ensure that my video would be professional and I would win some brownie points. So what I did was I went to Fiverr. I don't know if you know that site where you can pay people to do things for $5. I paid a black woman to do a voiceover for my video.
That was really smart.
So it cost me maybe about $2. She did a minute's worth of video, and what it did was it gave me the freedom to concentrate on the words that were being said, as opposed to being freaked out about hearing my voice on video. So
that was really great.
Yeah,
exactly the things that I wanted you to share, because a lot of people are intimidated just thinking about the submission process. But, there are really smart shortcuts you can take that help you focus on what you do best.
Yeah. And what I do best is I communicate pretty well, especially when I have time to put the words on paper. I just wanted someone else with a professional voice and tone to put it all together. So I had the voiceover, and instead of doing the video, I decided to do more of a animation. Okay? And so it was more of a video that I pulled together with online resources that were really low cost, free. I think I paid for access to a video system online. I did all of my stuff online. It kind of was like video except PowerPoint. Okay, so it was like a video that you use with the skills that you use in PowerPoint, and I pulled together all these graphics and images and things that highlighted and talked about my business, and matched it up with the voiceover, and the video actually came out pretty nice. So after that I did like maybe a 2-page kind of executive summary type. I didn't go too far into the business plan. It didn't have to be like top level. I thought I did what I felt was appropriate for the submission. So I wrote it myself. I had a copywriter like paid $20, just have them read it over, and I found them on Elance, and I just submitted my packet, with the hopes that I would get selected.
Fantastic. And so tell us about after the contest. So after you found out you won, you got your check, you went home, and so what have you done in the past year?
Oh, sure. Actually, winning that pitch contest was kind of like a starting point for me in other things that I wanted to do. And one of those things was being a speaker on entrepreneurship topics. So Alfred from Black Enterprise was on the judging panel, and from there I was connected to him, and he in turn submitted my name for a speaking opportunity that was here at the National Harbor for a women's business summit. Okay, and so from then I met a few of the other writers as well as the CEO of Black Enterprise, and I got connected with a few other people there, and I was able to reach out and pitch myself being written about in the print magazine. Okay, so it went from Alfred referring me for the speaking position in the Maryland, from there to being featured in their magazine, and then from there I was offered an opportunity to speak at their huge entrepreneurship work conference in Ohio in like September, or maybe it was, but it was great. Like, it's been an awesome experience. I've been introduced to people that I probably would have never met had I not gone and attempted to, and won the pitch contest. That's one of the great things I do like about the conferences, is that even if you don't, pitch these Alfred and all the other people and speakers, a lot of times they're walking around and they're more than happy to connect with people, even if you're not the winner. These people were walking around and hanging out and taking pictures with everyone else, and these are power people that you can really connect to help take whatever it is, whether it's your blog or your business, to another level. So I was really, I really credit Blogalicious to opening me up to a circle of people that I probably would normally not have that sort of access.
Yeah, thank you for that. And I think it's really important that you mentioned that it's not just the winner, right, who receives some benefits. So there are first runner-up, second runner-up, and everyone gets some form of prize and mentorship. So that's something to keep in mind if you're thinking about submitting.
Yes.
So for our last couple of minutes, because I want to be respectful of your time, can you share maybe like 3 things that people need to know who are thinking about submitting, or any tips or advice that you can give them?
Sure. Well, I gave the first few tips about how I got around that whole video. That was not going to happen. So I would say, as far as the presentation goes, I would say the 3 things that I think that helped me have an edge over my competitors is first is having a proof of concept and a proof of a need for the service that you're offering. Meaning that having proof that you've sold something or made some sort of money definitely can put you ahead of your competition to say, oh, well, in 3 months I've made $10,000 selling this product, so I know that there is a need and I just need this money to help take my business to the next level. So that's one thing. Having some sort of sales, some proof of sales that you've done. And not saying that someone who hasn't made any sales wouldn't be good. I'm just saying if you want to edge, it will be helpful to know that you're already working on this and moving forward even without the money. Okay. Number 2 is just coming there, which I didn't get a chance to do, coming there early, and because last year my plane was canceled at the last minute and my husband had to drive me down, so I literally showed up as I was walking on the stage. I mean,
she really did, y'all. Graduating. We were literally like, where are you? And yeah. She was running.
I had on like
ran up on stage. She was all sweating. Yeah. Pulled it out. She did a great job.
I had on like car riding clothes, and my husband was just like, go. So definitely, but had I had the time, I would have came to the location ahead of time, went on stage, kind of got a feel on the crowd, the size. One thing, I didn't really know how to use like the PowerPoint pointer, so it's just simple things like that can really throw you off your game. So if you have an opportunity, speak to the AV people to see if, you know, when the room is not being used, if you can just come in there and check it out and play around with the equipment, because small things like that, while it sounds very simple, not knowing how to use the clicker, it can really like throw you off and kind of mess you up, especially if you have something prepared to say. So I think that kind of threw me off a little bit. And probably the last thing I would say is,
I know a lot of people are stressed out about the business plan part of it.
Right.
I want people to know you don't have to have a 25-page business plan.
Yeah. No, I think something very simple and easy for non-business people to read and understand, because I knew that my audience, first of all, was bloggers, and not, you know, your standard cookie cutter business professionals. So it didn't have to be all super detailed, but I went ahead and highlighted just some of my accomplishments and, you know, publications we had been featured in, how much money we had made, and kind of my goals for the future. And it like I said, it was about 2 pages, maybe 3, but it was very and like only half of my page is used, so it's kind of like a designy kind. So it was really simple though. I really wanted to keep it simple and not overwhelmed, because I know you guys are picking the people that are going to pitch, and I didn't want to overwhelm.
Yeah, no, it worked well. The other great thing about this contest is that if you're really great at, you know, oral presentation, then that's a big chunk of the score. If you're really great at writing and having your documents in order, that's a big chunk of the score. So you're able to kind of make up with what you feel more comfortable with. So you don't have to feel like it's 100% your live presentation or 100% your business plan.
Right.
There's a lot of opportunities to get it right and rack up your points.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Arsha. I appreciate you.
Oh, no problem.
Capital City Mumbo Sauce 1 year later.
Yep, we're still pushing.
Also, can we just, like, I know this is not part of your Shop Cap City site, but I just want to totally give you a shout out for your Teeth in the Trap. I'm like a closet fan of yours. She has this great line of t-shirts and actually other products too, you guys. You have to check it out. Teeth in the Trap. And it's so hilarious. I'm getting all of my Christmas gifts from your site for all of my friends. So not only did you use the pitch contest to help grow your current business, but you launched a new one. So
yeah, it really helped me
doing it.
Yeah. Being in the pitch contest really helped me solidify that this was who I was supposed to be. Because to this circle of people and conferences through my blogging, and through blogging I was able to figure out how to use all those skills that I learned from blogging and use those to create businesses and products that I think people will like and love. And that's one of the things that I feel that bloggers have a kind of an edge over traditional business people, because they understand connections, they understand collaborations, they understand how to reach out and meet people and explain themselves and be in the right places at the right time. And if you have that coupled with an entrepreneurship spirit, there's nothing you can't do, because you already have an edge. You would believe how hard it is for a business person to get on Twitter and get on Instagram and post about their products. And bloggers, they do it for the love of it, because they just like to do it. So if you can find a product that you have or one that you want to bring to fruition, it's definitely a route to go, especially if you want to diversify your income, because those ads and Google AdSense, they nice,
but right, they don't always pay all the bills.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
I love that you said that. Bloggers have an edge. I think it's really true, right? Like we're natural communicators and
Exactly.
collaborators, and
You're
a lot of
selling
times,
yourself.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So can you please tell everyone one more time how they can find you online?
Oh, sure. You can reach me. I have a few, and I check them all. So I have the Capital City Co., which is the Mumbo Sauce site. I have Arsha Jones, which is just, I mean, I don't really say anything on there, but if you talk to me, I'll talk to you. I have the Teas in the Trap, where I'm there, and the Mumbo Sauce one most often. Then I have my personal blog about web design and entrepreneurship, which is called Brand Build Sell, which I've taken a hiatus from since these shirts kind of took off a little bit faster than I had anticipated. So, but they're all hooked into my phone. Whatever one you find me at, I'll answer. So.
That's great. Thank you so much for taking the time to share about your experience.
No problem.
Congratulations on your success and all of your businesses.
And good luck to all of the people submitting. Just go, even if you don't think you're going to get it, just send it. You never know who else is submitting their stuff, and you never know whether you're going to have a chance.
Absolutely. Take a gamble on yourself and just
take a gamble on yourself.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much. Cheers to you, Arsha.
Thank you.
And so thanks everyone for taking time out of your Tuesday evening to hang out with us. Next week, we're switching it up a little bit. So instead of doing a Tuesday night wine after dark, we're going to make it a lunch and learn. So check us out next Wednesday at 1:30. You can bring your lunch. And we're going to be hearing from Tiara Destiny Reed. This is October 22nd. And she's going to coach us through the power of peace and a pause. So she's an entrepreneur who got really busy, really caught up in growing her brand and being very successful, but had to take a step back and take a break from it. And she's going to tell us what she learned during that break and how important it is for us to kind of sit with ourselves and be in peace for a little bit in order to be successful. So check us out next week. In the meantime, please submit your ideas to our pitch contest. The deadline is this Friday. All right, good night, everyone. Cheers to you guys.